reached for a set of tongs, though he set them aside almost immediately in favor of a half-rolled piece of paper that bore the stains and streaks of 100 unidentifiable splatters. "Edwin?" he said, and Edwin was just short of stunned to hear his name. "Boy, could you join me a moment? I'm afraid I've gone and confused myself." "Yes, sir." Edwin lived in the basement by the grace of Dr. Smeeks, who had asked the sanitarium for an assistant. These days, the old fellow could not remember requesting such an arrangement and could scarcely confirm or deny it anymore, no matter how often Edwin reminded him. Therefore, Edwin made a point to keep himself useful. The basement laboratory was a quieter home than the crowded group ward on the top floor, where the children of the patients were kept and raised, and the boy didn't mind the doctor's failing mental state, since what was left of him was kind and often friendly. And sometimes, in a glimmering flash between moments of pitiful bewilderment, Edwin saw the doctor for who he once had been, a brilliant man with a mind that was honored and admired for its flexibility and prowess. In its way, the Waverly Hills Sanitarium was a testament to his outstanding imagination. The hospital had incorporated many of the physician's favorites into the daily routine of the patients, including a kerosene-powered bladed machine that whipped fresh air down the halls to offset the oppressive summer heat. The physicians had also integrated his moving mechanical doors that opened with the push of a switch, and Dr. Smeeks's wonderful steam-powered dish-cleaning device was a huge hit in the kitchen. His sheet-sorting slings made him a celebrity in the laundry rooms, and the sanitary rotating manure chutes had made him a demigod to the stable hands. But half-finished and barely finished inventions littered every corner and covered every table in the basement, where the famed and elderly genius lived out the last of his years. So long as he did not remember how much he'd forgotten, he appeared content. Edwin approached the doctor's side and peered dutifully at the stained schematics on the discolored piece of linen paper. "It's coming along nicely, sir," he said. For a moment, Dr. Smeeks did not reply. He was staring down hard at the sheet, trying to make it tell him something, and accusing it of secrets. Then he said, "I'm forced to agree with you, lad. Could you tell me, what is it I was working on? Suddenly the numbers aren't speaking to me. Which project was I addressing? Do you know?" "These are the notes for your therapeutic bath appliance. Those numbers to the right are your guesses for the most healthful solution of water, salt, and lavender. You were collecting lemongrass." "Lemongrass? I was going to put that in the water? Whatever would have possessed me to do such a thing?" he asked, baffled by his own processes. He'd only drawn the notes a day or two before. Edwin was a good student, even when Dr. Smeeks was a feeble teacher. He prompted the old fellow as gently as he could. "You'd been reading about Dr. Kellogg's hydrotherapy treatments in Battle Creek, and you felt you could improve on them." "Battle Creek, yes. The sanitarium there. Good Christian folks. They keep a strict diet. It seems to work well for the patients, or so the literature on the subject tells me. But yes," he said more strongly. "Yes, I remember. There must be a more efficient way to warm the water and make it more pleasing to the senses. The soothing qualities of lavender have been documented for thousands of years, and its antiseptic properties should help keep the water fresh." He turned to Edwin and asked, with the lamplight flickering in his lenses, "Doesn't it sound nice?" I don't really like to take baths," the boy confessed. "But if the water was warm and it smelled real nice, I think I'd like it better." Dr. Smeeks made a little shrug and said, "It'd be less for the purposes of cleanliness and more for the therapy of the inmates here. Some of the more restless or violent ones, you understand." "Yes, sir." "And how's your mother?" the doctor asked. "Has she responded well to treatment? I heard her coughing last night, and I was wondering if I couldn't concoct a syrup that might give her comfort." Edwin said, "She wasn't coughing last night. You must have heard someone else." Perhaps you're right. Perhaps it was Mrs. What's her name? The heavy nurse with the northern accent." "Mrs. Criddle?" "That's her, yes. That's the one. I hope she isn't contracting the consumption she works so very hard to treat." He returned his attention to the notes and lines on the brittle sheet before him. Edwin did not tell Dr. Smeeks, for the 5th or 6th time, that his mother had been dead for months, and he did not mention that Mrs. Criddle's accent had come with her from New Orleans. He'd learned that it was easier to agree, and probably kinder as well. It became apparent that the old man's attention.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.